Hi everybody, this is Dan again with CleanGuru, and today I promised you that I would talk about this question. Do you have a 3-hour magnet in your cleaning company? Well, let me explain what that's all about, because we did in ours. See, we cleaned most of the buildings that we cleaned in the evening. So let's say between 5 o'clock at night and 10:30 at night, we accomplished all of our cleaning for 95% of our buildings. So that's what we were doing. Very often we might have a site supervisor, but then we might have lots of part-time help also. So folks working, 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock or 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock. But this is what we had. But there was a time when we were having some turnover, and we weren't able to keep those evening part-time jobs stable. And so we didn't know exactly what the problem was because we thought our pay was right. We just didn't quite understand it. So we did something that normally you do with customers. When you want to know what your customers would like, you ask them. You'd say, what kind of cleaning do you want? What kind of a cleaning company would you like to work with? Well, we did the same thing with our employees or our associates. We asked them. I think we came right out and said, we're trying to keep folks in good part-time jobs that keep them happy. What is it that would make you happy in a part-time job? And we got some feedback, and it turns out that a lot of our folks, or our potential candidates that would work with us, they were maybe working day jobs. Our job was really just a part-time job. So they wanted to be able to get in and get out and get home at a reasonable hour. Well, that's understandable. Well, we also thought that, 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, that still gets them off at a reasonable time in the evening. Well, it also turns out the number of hours was interesting. As I recall, it came in at that many folks said, I'd like to work about 3 to 3.5 hours a night. Well, this is where we came up with this idea of a 3-hour magnet. For one thing, when we scheduled people 4 hours, they tended to gravitate back to about 3.25 hours. If you scheduled somebody 2.5 hours, we found they gravitated back to 3 hours. Again, it supported this idea that they really wanted a part-time job about 3 hours in the evening, get off at a reasonable hour. And then there was a third component. Maybe they wanted to work at least 3 days a week. So at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday through Friday. So if we gave somebody a shift that was, let's say, 5 to 9:30 at night, twice a week, we'd have a lot more turnover than if we found or created jobs where we had a Monday, Wednesday, Friday job, 6 to 9, meaning 3 hours a night. So the attractive shift for one of our potential candidates turned out to be, let's say, 3 hours a night, 3 to 5 nights a week, and getting off at a reasonable hour, so maybe by 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. Well, in asking our employees, just the way you'd ask a customer, we learned a lot about how to create that. So what we did with that information was we decided not to fight that. If we could work it out in the buildings that we cleaned, and let's say we had 9 hours of cleaning in the evening, well, we wouldn't hire 2 people 4.5 hours. We would hire, that's right, 3 people 3 hours. So we would make up the 9 hours with 3 people working 3-hour shifts, 6 to 9, 5:30 to 8:30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday through Friday. Now that they liked. That helped us a lot. Now in your company, you may end up with, you do a lot of full-time cleaning or day cleaning, whatever the situation is. But the idea still remains. It can very much be a very good learning experience to ask your potential candidates or your current employees, what kind of a shift do they think would be just great for them? And if you as the employer, as the cleaning company, can create those shifts, it can really go a long way to make them happy, the employee happy, of course the customer happy because the turnover is down, and you happy too because of those very same reasons. Do you have a 3-hour magnet or some other kind of magnet in your cleaning company? Something to think about. Now next time I want to talk about an idea, an expression. It's called, and it's a small thing, but it's called dip your toe in first. Dip your toe in first, and it's a very small strategy, but it would have saved Tony and I a lot of time and money and frustration if we'd have practiced this idea on a lot of things more routinely early on. And I'll share with you this idea of dip your toe in first and what it applies to next time. Until then, remember that you can do this. You really can.